Welcome back. So, as you can see, our Wolfram rocket, I just got rid of it because with the addition of the new parts that we just got, I think it's fine to redo it. We're still using the same shape and stuff, but I just want to rebuild it instead of edit almost all of it. So, yeah. Let's do something else. Let's put the science thing on here. Where's the science? There we go. Science thing. I'll put the communitrons on it. Symmetry 2. There's a way to just change this with your keys, which I have not figured out yet. I need to find out. Maybe after this episode I'll look into it. So let's see what we need to look on. I want to have a different rocket, and the radio one might work, but I would only have 2. Because I know I mentioned doing maybe just 2 radial engines before, but I never actually tried it out. So let's try it this time. And then, where's landing gear? Here we go, 4. Yep. Let's make it look like it connects on the ground. Okay. So, actually we'll move this up. Okay, so move it up just slightly more. There we go. It's a bit too high. Move it to there. Okay. I want it to be that when you're looking at it from... Okay. So now... Actually, that looks too high. I'm sorry guys, I have OCD. So let's see about the battery. Oh, that's a really small battery. Can we put it up here? Could, but that would look really weird. Ooh, we're gonna have to figure that out in a little bit. Let's do symmetry 6, and then option. Do that. I don't know how much that is though. That would be blocking most of them, so we can move this up a bit more. Symmetry 6. And then put that right there. Okay, that should be fine. And we can actually do the symmetry 2. Right there. Option, and then there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It does look kind of weird, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so in fact, I can make it look less weird by doing this. Tree 6, come on. Tree 6, what is up with this thing? There we go. Now that looks fine. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. So then let's put in the stack the coupler right there. Whoops. Okay. We need a parachute. Yep. And let's put on some 2.4 per minute. So wait, so one of these makes 45 per minute. That uses 2.4 per minute. Okay. So that's fine then. Let's put on 2 of these. Can we put them on? Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. So we could put them on that. But actually, I would like them on either side. So what if I did? Can I do symmetry 4 on that thing? No. This would be symmetry 2. Option. Although it doesn't seem to work on the other one. That should go there. There we go. Make it a bit lower. That aligned? Yeah. Okay. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so that's 2.4, that's 1.2. And we have 4. What if we made those the other type? How would that look? If I just got rid of this real quick and use one of these instead, how would that look? That look kind of weird? Yeah, it does look weird. Okay. So, and let's just undo. There we go. Yep. Okay. So we can try that. Staging, getting the parachute a separate stage. Yep. Okay. So then we can make another stage below it, but it will look kind of weird. Because if I did that, I'd be fine with that. But that kind of connection, I need straight up things. So we can't do that yet. Let's put on one of these guys. And we'll put on a vectoring engine. Let's do a non-vectoring engine. Non-vectorable engine. That's fine. Well, actually, what's the ISP? 320, 370, 320, 370. So this is the same ISP, really. Let's see. Okay, so that's fine. So let's see if this thing can fly. Let's add 2 of these and see if we can make this thing fly. Let's save it. Okay. See you guys at the launch. Okay, so SAS on. SAS on. Let's do full throttle and launch. Okay, we'll use science. So let's see, how fast do we recharge? So if I use that right now, that uses up science. Okay. Or we are recharging pretty fast. Okay. And then 61%, 69%, 76%. Okay, and it just goes up to 100% done. There we go. And then observe it. Send it again. Let's do a crew report. Send it. Okay. Okay, that's sending, come on. Done. Okay, crew report again. Send it. That ran out. Let's throttle back because we don't want to run out of fuel that quickly. Let's do 30%. Report. Send it. Starting transmission and data sent. Okay. Let's observe that again and send it. just because we really can. So this seems to have considerable amount of fuel. This is enough fuel to land on Tylo and Duna, excuse me, and any of those places. I'm not sure it's really enough for, yeah, so it's enough for like Eve and Tylo and Duna for at least for a power descent. Let's see, we're not getting as much electric charge from our engines. We are getting plenty from our solar panels, but yes, and okay, and we are out of fuel. So let's cut the engine. How high are we gonna go? We go to near space. Would have been cool if we would have gone to space. Whoops. But we didn't get to. But that's fine. Let's see. Observe the materials bay. Let's keep that data. And crew report. We'll keep that data. EVA report. Keep that data. And board. Because we're in the exosphere. We got close to space. If we went into space, we would have gotten quite a bit more science. So let's speed it up now. We have all the science we can get. Reaching our peak, and let's see. Okay, and we're moving 170 meters per second horizontally, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna fall back down. Take a while. Yeah. But we got near space, so we know that this thing has enough power to get off of Kerbin. If I use it, like to at least get into space from Kerbin, not orbit though. But that's okay. Re-entry effects for a short while, and then Mach cone. And okay, crew report. No. Okay. Falling still. Getting closer to the ground. Why is there like no volume? Maybe they don't. I guess they don't have air sound yet. Parachute deploy. Oh man, not gonna be able to get that science from the thing. Oh well, that's fine because we're about to go into space. So that thing crashes. Oh well. Boom. Let's go on EVA. Let's get an EVA report. It's worth nothing. Wow. Okay, and report. Can we do a new one? No. Okay. Let's just fall down, I guess. And get the little science that we got because we didn't get the. But that's okay. Whatever. We'll try it one more. We'll do this one more time at least in this episode, so that we can get the what do you call it? So we can get some stuff for going to space. We'll EVA real quick. Let go. Take a surface sample. Keep the data. Board. Yep, grab. Board. And can we do a report? No, okay. And recover. It's like probably 10 science, maybe 15. Yeah, I think it's like 15 science, maybe even 20, which is pretty good, I guess, but it's nothing really. Yeah, so nearly 20 science we're now 12 science away from, no, not 12, 22 science away from getting what we want. Let's go back to the VAB and let's add some boosters just to make it get into space. Potentially even orbit, but I seriously doubt that could get into orbit just by doing that. So let's bring this up a bit more, and this parachute needs to come down for that. Actually, let's do this. We can. Where's the? Nope. Symmetry 6. That goes back on. No, I want to take the fuel tank. Okay. And then take a thing right there. Get rid of. No, yeah, keep that. Put that on. Put the fuel tank. Put all that stuff back on. So now we have it. The engine turns on. Engine decouples. These engines turn on. Then that decouples. Then a parachute, and then very last thing would be for this to decouple. But we're not gonna have that happen. So the abort. Let's wait. No, not action groups. We want to set our abort though. Our abort would be to deploy parachute, and decouple. That's our abort. Okay, so let's save, and then let's go back to parts. And we want to put on our radial decouplers, 2. Yeah, okay, so two radial decouplers. You know what we could do? We could actually put on, yeah, okay, so let's put the 2 on this side so we don't have it bump into that or whatever. And we can move these higher up a bit. Okay. We want it to be as low, or maybe even slightly lower than this. That's not centered, is it? No, it's not. Okay. We'll recenter that. Okay. That's good. And then put on the aerodynamic nose cones, and then we'll put on the parachutes. That's not a parachute. That's a parachute. There. Now, obviously, this doesn't really do much yet because we can't recover these, but we gotta get in the habit. And I like using parachutes over using separatrons because when I use a parachute here, it pulls it away because of the extra drag on this side. It will bend it that way and then open up, and then so it'll bend it that way as it's falling down, and then it will bend that way. Like it will tilt. That will go down. So it will go back as it's falling, and then it will go forward, parachute, and then just swing back and forth. And hopefully slowly drift down. Maybe we'll end up having to use 2 for like when we actually have to do it. But not now. Not for now. So let's see. Staging. Get that parachute. These parachutes go there. So we have the red things. Actually, right there. Okay. So we turn on. Let's turn on the boosters without the liquid engine, and then yep, that's it. So we bring that there. So as those decouple, then those decouple, and they parachute down. Then I turn on my liquid engine, and that would decouple, and those two liquid engines, and then that would decouple, and then parachute, and then that would decouple. So last resort, and abort button gives us that. Okay, so let's save this and launch. And hopefully we can get to, well, we should be able to get to space if we got it without boosters. Yeah, so we'll get to space, but I don't know if we'll get into orbit. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. It doesn't really matter. So, resources, SAS on. Throttle doesn't really matter. Let's put it at 30%. Yeah, 30% is good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Okay. I will add struts in the final process, or in the final drop. We don't really need struts now because it's the only thing it might slightly be doing is angling inward slightly. Just gives us the slightest less amount vertically. Doesn't really make a difference because it's like 1 degree inward because it's a little less vertically and slightly canceled out, but that doesn't really matter because it's hardly anything. So let's see how high we can get with these SRVs. I'm gonna guess 6 kilometers. So we're approaching 4 kilometers, approaching 5, and maybe we'll get past 6. Maybe we'll get to 7. Gee, yeah, that makes more sense. 7 or 8 even. Okay, so 7. Yeah, okay, so 7 kilometers with those, and then so see how they angle out that way, and then they come back around. And those are down. Yeah, and then they just float down that way. So I do not know though how well they. Okay, let's increase our throttle to 40%. Yeah, there we go. Or 60%. 60% is the throttle for this. Okay, you should remember that. Okay, so those are gonna float down. I don't know how well if they would actually land or not. Yeah, I think they just disappear, which I do not like, guys, or not guys. Squad, please make. I don't think you have it as an option, but can you make it so that your debris does not always just go away in the atmosphere? Because if you're trying to float it down and get it back later, then can you maybe not? And squad, you should totally add dry cost, because when you've expended your fuel should be purchased, and then cost should be purchased. So you could potentially buy tanks with only certain amounts of fuel. So you drag the whole dry thing out to the launch pad, and you only pay for dry mass, and then on the launch pad you have a fuel line, and you pay for fuel as it goes into your ship, and you can pay for different fuel tanks and stuff like that. It's a good idea, and they probably already thought of it, but I don't know. It's possible that they haven't. I don't know. Let's go to our map. And okay. Whoops. Oh, you got to see my desktop. I have multi-touch gestures on. I accidentally slid it over. So we got 40 kilometers. Let's do a crew report for in the atmosphere. Forward assessment of the situation. Okay. Keep this. What does that keep popping up for? Okay. Deploy that, and let's bring this down to 30% throttle. There we go. And we're still accelerating, which is good. Let's make our gravity turn now. It's kind of high up for a gravity turn, but let's do a 20-degree turn to compensate for it. No matter, it looks like that's flying over that way, but it's not. We're flying over this way. It's kind of weird. So that's just falling straight down. We're moving over, but it seems like that's flying over. because we're still over the C, but that wasn't over the KC, so. Okay, so let's see how our apoapsis is now. It's space. Let's get it to 100. It's 100, and we'll cut it right there. 100. In high, let's observe this here. So this is worth 16.7 data. And now we can do another crew report, I think. No. But let's override, because that's definitely slightly better. Well, guess not. That's kind of weird. EVA report, though. Yep. Let's do that. EVA report is nothing, because... But whatever, we can still keep it. And we're going to angle downward. And begin now. Okay. Good, good. Let's check on our fuel, although, yeah, we don't have enough fuel to go to orbit. Okay. Okay, there we go, we ran out. And let's see how long the land legs are again. So they go down that far. That's perfect for moon landing. Okay, so that was our upper stage. We now need the ascent stage for our rocket that we just flew. So this is pretty good. Let's turn on the lights. Okay, so that looks pretty good too. Okay. Let's got all our electricity. So let's send some of this. Let's send this. Starting transmission, and we'll get a new one out. Observe this, because we need to observe it all in space. Oh, which is actually not as good as 4. Okay, that's strange, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Recharging, and okay, we sent 46%, 54%, what now? 60%, 61%. More like 62 actually. 70% basically. 75%, 77%. And we're beginning to fall now. Okay. 85%, 93%, and okay, 100% done. Then we'll send this, because this is actually less apparently than in the atmosphere, which is kind of cool, I guess. Well, not cool, but it just proves that we've done more things in space than we have on the ground. So let's send that. 30% done. 38%. 46%. And we're approaching 100 kilometers, and we just went below it. Okay. 62%. Come on. Finish sending, guys. I feel like this is... I don't know. I feel like the normal antennas are just as good. But I think these are slightly better, but are more expensive, where the other ones are cheaper and only slightly less. And only slightly worse. And we sent the whole thing. So, can we do in the crew report? Okay, we'll override that later. But so observe this, and this says it's worth only 6.2. So we don't really want that anymore. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get the one from in the atmosphere. So let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, throttle down. Speed it up a bit. Okay. And now we're in the atmosphere. Observe this. Okay. Keep the data. Do a crew report. Overwrite. Okay, that's worth more. Keep the data. EVA. EVA report, keep the data board, and we will eject that stage. Nice. So now hopefully this can survive re-entry. Let's turn SAS off. And we're coming in the mesosphere. Coming in. There's KSC right there, and there's the island. We're orienting because we're bottom heavy. Here comes the re-entry effects, which I don't think affect this at all. I think it's better. I think we get more science being up there than right now. Okay, we are really on fire, and so is that down there. Coming in pretty hot over the ocean, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, we're fine. Mach cone forming, or showing. Okay, and that's slowing down. It's going away. We are now below Mach 1. We are decelerating rapidly, so thinking once we get under 200, so 150, once we get below 150 meters per second, I'll slow it down. And here we go, open the chute. That's slowing us down. Hopefully this thing can survive. Hopefully it can. A moment of truth. Will we maintain our science? Yes! And that crashed down like immediately right before. And it's still kind of loud, so let's speed it up as we float down. And we are going quite a bit faster, 7 meters per second instead of like 6, but that's not much faster. And we're coming in. And splash down. Let's rotate a little bit, actually. Rotate that way. And it's EVA. Okay, well, what's that EVA report? Let's keep the data. Let's let go. And we'll take surface sample. Keep the data. EVA report. Override, yeah. We keep it. And let's see if we can, if this thing can, hopefully we can get, oh wait, no, we don't need to do that. Okay, so cover vessel. Do we still have to recover the Kerman? We probably do. So we got that vessel, that's 17 science, done. And let's go to the tracking station and see if we need to recover our dude. Which we probably do. That makes sense. Yep, okay. And recover. Yes, I do. Okay, nice. We got plenty of science. Well, we got quite a bit of science during that mission, like 40, I think. Almost 40. So let's unlock, actually. Yeah, so we got, I think we got, what, 37 science? Can't buy any of those still. So it was down to that or this. And we don't really need this anymore. I would still like it, but we don't need it as much since I found something that works pretty well. Yeah, so I don't get this. So that's the unlock cost, but then science, you have science. So are there going to be 2 types of costs? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't get it. But we want this one. Let's research that. Okay, so that goes directly into that. Okay. Which I guess makes sense. So Okay, so let's zoom out and see how. So this probably doesn't even the last one. There might still be another one, or maybe even two more beyond that. Probably just one more beyond that. But again, we're only in version 0.22 out of probably up to at least 50 versions. Think about how much stuff they could still add. They could add hundreds of more planets. Well, maybe not hundreds, but they could add tens of more planets. They could add asteroids, asteroid belts, all that good stuff. They could add a whole nother solar system, although they would make it like much closer and make their sphere of influences not combine or something, you know. So, or maybe they wouldn't make it much closer. Maybe they would make it just as far away, but you could accelerate from instead of 100,000, maybe it'd be 100 million times, or 100 billion, but only for that, you know? Like maybe you can accelerate to 100 million times as long as you're above a gigameter above the sun, you know? Something like that. So, as the moon is rising, we will end our episode off here. We got quite a bit of science. We bought a thing. It wasn't really a mission more as it was just a suborbital flight, but that was still just as good. And we will, in the next time, I'll see you guys next episode. Bye.